Justin fired up at something that Hayden did. That's new. Actually, it's not something that I did. It was something that I made him watch.
These ones? Is this a joke? Is this something I don't know about that you guys are doing?
Yeah, the next one we're gonna do, the other Wallace and Gromit movie.
Wallace and Gromit, yeah. Origins.
No. Literally, I literally the last one off campus. I was like, the trailer showed there was ice hockey, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna pick something that these guys will, and they'll find something to enjoy in it. You didn't find that part of it enjoyable at all. This one, I was like, you know what? World Cup fever's kind of taking these guys too. I'll do a slightly soccer-orientated one. I had just watched the trailer. I didn't see the show previous, so I didn't know. Turns out it wasn't what we wanted it to be either.
I'd like to point out that both the hockey and soccer show you picked turned out to have no hockey or soccer in them.
Yeah. No, it was everything else. It was everything else. They misled us with trailers, and that's what trailer cutters do.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can't see this, but Hayden has new working space, and last time it was a bare room, empty, desolate, and lonely. Kind of a metaphor
like my
for
soul.
His soul. Yes, correct. And now this time he has.
I'm starting to feel that way after his latest pick. That's for sure. We'll get to that though.
We'll get to that.
It's not like I know how these shows end or begin.
That's a good point. Now he has made a makeshift little corner studio with 2 clothing racks and a huge bundle of his graphic tees. Very nice tees, by the way. I feel represented. It's a Bruce Lee tee and a jacket or some sort with a Jackie Chan t-shirt, making a little kind of I don't know what you call it, a little corner in his recording space. I love it. Very nice.
His booth. It's his Bruce.
It's my booth.
His Booth Lee. It's his
My
Booth
Booth Lee.
Oh, you fucking
Coin
made
it.
that up.
Coin
That
it.
was- Yeah.
I'm going to do that when I
Okay,
actually
that-
have a proper booth now. I'm going to have a poster up, and it's going to be
Hell yeah, man.
Oh, that's hell yeah.
off to the
Hell
Booth Lee.
yeah. It's a hot one today, boys.
Holy
So hot.
Holy smokes. It is. I checked. It's hotter than Hong Kong, which is usually insanely hot at this time of the year. Today, for our area, Justin, it hit 32, I think. But I said felt like 37 or 38 or something.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
humidex was high. It felt a lot hotter.
Yeah, and add to that, the air quality index is not that great because we have some wildfires going on. So, but it does make for beautiful sunsets. I'll tell you that. Yesterday, the sky was a deep crimson red, and I loved it. But obviously, I don't want it to last that long.
When you enjoy these deep crimson red sunsets,
Yes.
are you doing this from the balcony of your place, or do you and Wendy go off and find a nice quiet little place?
No, we were actually at dinner. We had a late dinner with a friend, and then luckily my spot, I can look outside, and I was just mesmerized the whole time. It was great.
Nice. Hayden,
Yes.
what's going on?
Yeah, tell us, update us, please.
This will be an entirely off the record conversation. If you guys really want to know,
Time out. Okay, but time out.
Time out.
Only because Kate just walked down the stairs. I was about to say, she's excited. She really wants to be on the pod again. She wants to hear your guys' opinions on the show.
Did
is what
she
said.
obviously watched it with you?
So, no, I'll call you back down later. You can come listen, please.
Okay.
The people want to know.
The people want to know. So I had surgery last Thursday. It's not too bad now. But I was using like a walking stick to get up out of a chair for like 4 or 5 days. Ice packs. Didn't have to use any of that codeine I told you that I got. Didn't need it.
You can make some money off that shit now.
Yeah, for sure.
Use the
Totally.
anti-inflammatories.
Well, I'll give you
and
$20
that's it.
for the rest of it. How much do you have?
A whole freaking thing of it. Like a whole thing.
Nailed it. I had no idea you were going through. Like, I had no idea. Like, that's what that procedure was. I think you had mentioned the name of it, but I did like I'm a dude. I didn't like Google it. It's like,
I
I'll
didn't
just
give you
talk
the
at some
the
point.
exact names because it was
Okay.
funny. When I went to the hospital, they're like, what procedure are you here for? So first of all, they gave me the first time slot of the day, which was great because I didn't have to wait around and get, psyched out. But to get from here to Delta Hospital for 6:30, I was like, far out.
Far out is right. Holy
Far out,
shit!
yeah,
What
that's
is
correct, yeah.
what was the how long was the procedure? Is it just like local anesthetic? Are they putting you out? What was
They
the
put
deal?
me under. I got
Nice.
okay.
What'd you
This
get
is
to on the countdown? What'd you get to on the
they
countdown?
didn't even give me a countdown. They just
Ah,
they
Ooh.
stuck. They were giving me oxygen to, I guess, calm your heart rate down. And then he's like, okay, you're injected with the anesthesia, and we'll see you when you wake up. And I was like, cool. And then I woke up in the bed. I was like, didn't even
best.
feel the lights dim. Just like,
Yeah,
Exactly,
No,
yeah.
it's just gone.
That's how
Yeah.
I felt with my wisdom teeth thing too.
mm-hmm.
I remember I was just like, wait, what? And then like, we're done. I'm like, what the?
Yeah. So when you
Yeah,
go to the
wake up,
hospital,
your throat sore. You're like, what?
yeah. That's
Yeah.
probably why I sound a little croaky,
And they
but
ask
also
you to
because of
spit.
the smoke in the air. It is a little bit weird.
Yeah.
But getting to the hospital, they're like, what procedure are you here for? And I was like, I don't even know how to say it. And I'll try and read it to you now. And I still can't read it.
Oh, worst time. Oh, that was the comedic timing of that was so good.
That's the.
It's insane. It's actually insane. It's insane. That's the first time it
Oh,
happened
that's
this
so
episode.
good. That's so good.
Holy cow. He's still
Ah,
gone. Oh boy, he's
oh,
reset his
man.
mic. Oh, that was too
Oh,
perfect. Gotta
fuck,
keep it
that's
in.
so
Just
good.
get the build up and
That part I can keep in because I was like, this is what it was. But I was like, I don't even know how to say
Oh,
it.
you got it.
Yeah, 100%.
I gotta tell
You
though,
were on a
if you
medical show,
actually
weren't you?
Told me that's
I
that.
wasn't a minute.
You would have said that in the chat, that whole thing. I probably would have Googled that because I'd be like,
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
incredible, that name.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't even know
what
until
is
I
that?
got the paperwork afterwards. And I'm glad I didn't because Alex
that
is
you're
the
feeling
kind-
better now? You're
Oh,
on
yeah.
the mend?
So I have to fill in an STD report. Short-term disability.
Of course. That's what STD stands for. Now, if he said STI,
I know. Yeah.
then
Then it would make more
then
sense.
we'd
too.
be a bit sus.
Yeah. It sounds like you're in a lot of Spain. I'm gonna segue a little bit just to talk a little bit about what happened last week, which is, of course, this was gonna come out a little later, but Spain won the FIFA FIFA World Cup. To my delight and pleasure and happiness and all that, because these boys know I'm not a betting man. I don't bet, I don't gamble much, but I did put a total of $60 on Messi scoring, and he did not on,
$60?
on either game. So I did $10 in one game. He didn't. In the final, because I thought he was gonna maybe put on a little bit of an effort to get the golden boot, and that's a final. All I needed was one goal or an assist, and as you all know, Spain won 1-0. So it was bittersweet
The
for me.
goal coming in the 8,000th minute. I couldn't even say that word properly.
The 8,000th minute.
Yeah.
What the hell was that? What actually was that?
Oh man.
I don't know if I could say it like that again if I tried. Sorry, Chef.
No, just saying that I think most of the people I know wanted Spain to win just for various reasons. I think throughout the tournament we all saw how some interesting tactics and some interesting calls that went in favor of Argentina. Now there's obviously a lot of people talking about it's rigged or whatever. And I don't know if you guys saw, but when Spain scored, the Dr. Evil, as I call him, the president of FIFA, had a really weird reaction to them scoring. He was kind of like, oh yeah, so I'm on camera, so I have to clap, that kind of thing. It's interesting to me. But
Well, Trump was next to him like this.
Well, did you see the coworker of mine was showing me a photo when they were handing out like the trophy and it
Oh
was like
God.
an aerial of the stadium, and all the fireworks were just all blue. It's
Oh
like they
really?
weren't even trying. Like it was pretty. Yeah, I was like, "Are you serious?" He showed me a
Well, we
couple
gotta
of
let
them.
him go. We gotta let him off.
Like, did they flick the wrong switch? You know, like if it's a Super Bowl or something, say to North Americanize it for a minute, they
Yeah.
have each colors of the confetti ready. You know, for whatever team wins, and then you make sure you launch the right color. Did they not even think to have a backup color,
Now the
or was it
trophy's
a
already
coincidence? You
engraved
know what I
with
mean?
Argentina's
Yeah,
name on the trophy.
yeah.
Get
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
get
yeah.
the fake one.
How do we feel about the halftime show?
I
If
watched
it,
so much World Cup this year,
Yeah,
and I'll tell you what I didn't watch:
the halftime show.
a minute
halftime
of
show.
the finals.
Mm. Mm.
Oddly enough, so I started working my garden, and I knew it started, but I was kind of in a role, and it's something I'd been wanting to do for a while. And then I just kept checking the score, and it was nothing. So I just kept working in the garden.
Fair. You didn't miss much. I'll tell you that much. You
Yeah.
know.
And then I saw one thing when I checked that it was 0-0, and I noticed what are people talking about. Like under when I Google that on my phone, it'll show me what people are saying about the event.
Yeah.
Anyways, and I just saw, what do you know? Uh, Argentina gets another goal taken away in a game that matters. I was like, what? So I clicked on it, and it was the that goal you're talking about, that first goal.
Oh,
So the
see,
halftime show, I guess that's the longest way of saying I didn't watch the halftime show. Wow, I really dragged that out. Shall you look? It's
I
so
was.
disappointing. You literally look like you're struggling for just anything to say. Like you didn't give me anything.
I was.
You didn't answer the question. You just told me this really long, boring story about gardening.
Well, we
I'm
got
done.
there.
I
We
quit.
got
I
there.
quit. Hayden, what did you think? Well, Hayden's bringing
He
his
was just
usual energy, so
so
we're
shocked
just
at
gonna.
the whole thing that he's speechless. Um, there
No,
was
you're the
one
thing.
bet which I actually didn't make for some reason. It wouldn't have
Well,
paid
what
that
did you think?
much.
What did you think of the halftime show?
Uh, Unnecessary. And my main thing. Did you watch any of it after, or did you see any clips of it, Justin? Or do you know anything about it?
Um, I think I know Bieber's did it.
Yep.
BTS by the sounds of what
Yep.
Hayden said, and
Yep.
Shakira.
Shakira. Yeah, so you're right. Madonna opened for
Oh,
the halftime show, and so she did a really weird thing. She kind of started underneath the stadium, I think, or the kind of like what looks like a parking lot, and then she was on a car with a bunch of dancers, but there was also who was driving the car was Ronaldo, but Brazilian Ronaldo, fat Ronaldo, and Ronaldinho. They're in the front seats, and Ronaldinho was just kind of vibing, but Ronaldo looked like he didn't know what the hell was going on. He was just kind of like smiling and driving and didn't really want to be there, kind of thing. It looked really awkward. And then after Madonna performed, yeah, yeah, they had a little Ted Lasso, a little skit as well. And then Bieber, interestingly, picked a song that was slow and a little bit depressing sounding. It was like a hallelujah song, but it just didn't fit the vibe. It was all upbeat and stuff, and then it went and just kind of, for me, it kind of killed the vibe. And then it was after BTS, so BTS was all like lively and like it was. I'm not even a huge fan of them, but it was pretty cool. And then Justin Bieber was like, shoo, and then Shakira brought it back up. I thought,
right.
yeah, but I think the general consensus was, why the hell is there a halftime show? Like, this is stupid and whatever. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very Americanized. You know what I mean? But I
Yeah,
think
that's sort of what I heard about it.
the main takeaway, I think, of the whole day or the whole game was how Argentina reacted after they lost. Uh, all kind of built up, I guess. I know there's probably higher emotions and frustrations and stuff like that. There was a very, very intense red card that was dished out on a foul that looked like a wrestling move, like how a wrestler would take a hit. You know what I mean? He kind of
Mhm.
flew in the air and did a flip, and yeah, so
I
that
mean,
he got a red card for that.
one would say they were acting like a bunch of hooligans.
I, you're right. You're right.
Oh, Hayden, Hayden,
Hayden's so sad that he's.
he's so sad.
Well, ladies and
We'll,
gentlemen,
do you
Hayden
wanna
is
pause?
suffering from a little bit of technical difficulties, but we will march on uh, for a little bit until he figures this out. But as Justin alluded to, I teed it up really nicely for him. Is that we are talking about today the show Hooligan. Is it Hooligan or Hooligans? I don't want to get it wrong.
The hooligans.
The
Isn't it the
Hooligans.
hooligan? The hooligan. Yeah.
Singular. Okay, The
Yeah.
Hooligan on Netflix. That came out last year, 2025. It's a Polish show, and Hayden, I believe, recommended because it was in the midst of we were watching FIFA, and it is strong. It is about, in a way, football gangs, gang related stuff in Europe, and it follows the main character who, right when you start off, he's kind of a decent enough innocent looking boy on his birthday at a bar with his parents and his little brother, and right off the bat, you have one team, like a kind of like a gang with a leader, go into the bar, and you find out that dad used to be in the gang as well, and he went to jail for, I believe, 6 years, to kind of take the fall for the gang member, and so yeah, I mean, this show, I'm not really familiar with a lot of European soccer teams and how Europeans kind of take on soccer. I know it's deeply, deeply personal, and it runs deep in the family. Um, there's a lot of, and I have heard there's a lot of gang related stuff, in other teams and stuff like that. Particularly, Hayden was telling me about how Brazil, when they had that kind of super team with Ronaldinho and Roberto Carlos, Ronaldo, and all that stuff, a lot of them were kind of involved in. A lot of Brazilians back then were involved in, kind of, I guess, gangs. I bet Hayden wants to step in and correct me and stuff, but he can't right now.
Yes. Like, we had technical issues, so Hayden, have fun with this, but
Bring back it at a higher volume, and you always go on to me about bringing it in at such a high tempo. I want to see that from you.
okay.
Bring the high tempo in.
Well, that's a good point. Chow. That Brazil team was wild.
Oh, they were in that 90s and early 2000s. Those boys were crazy.
Oh yes, that's what we were talking about. Yes.
Yeah, so we were watching. Okay, Hayden, I'm happy you're back. I'm happy the sound issues are resolved, because there was no way we could talk about this without you being here, because this is in fact your second show you picked in a row, and it is incredible.
What do you mean that there were sound
possibly-
issues?
How one can possibly pick two equally terrible shows that are completely different in nature. Like,
So you didn't like
there is no thread of commonality between those two shows, besides the fact of how
Topless.
much sex there was and how terrible they were. To sugarcoat it. No, I want to hear your guys' opinions, but yes, it's a crime drama, a hooligan who's kind of raised by his dad to have this code, and be in this club, and you don't talk to police, and you could do time if you have to fucking do time, and it's all about the club. His dad actually did 6 years, and that's kind of where the show picks up. Like Xiao said, they're at this diner, and you kind of really get thrown into this world right away. And the story is this guy whose dad has just come out, and he decides he's gonna go deeper into this gang, and it doesn't work out for him. And a lot of shit happens on the way, and a lot of sad, really sad, depressing stuff happens, and I guess that was kind of one of my biggest things was like, because I'm no stranger to dark shows. I like them, or not always, I guess, but for me, I just felt like there was a lot of things that choices they could have made writing that would have made the show better, and even timing and structurally and pacing. Like the final episode, it seemed like it was gonna be this big build up, but then it like halted, and then this whole other thing happened, and this thing's taking place at a different place now, and he just let the guy go, and then all of a sudden he's in Spain. And spoiler alert, people, I'm gonna because I gotta mention this, but spoiler, I'm gonna say the fucking ending of the show here, so earmuffs for 15 seconds. But he goes through all that fucking trouble to find the guy, finds him, fucking bitches out at the end and lets him go, and he just gets assassinated by some random guy in Spain. Like, that's fucking lame. Like, this whole show built up to him getting his revenge. Like, that's his revenge. And I get it. It's like this show where you show that choices, like maybe good things shouldn't happen to him, or things like a positive outcome shouldn't happen to him, because we want to show the darkness of what it means like when you go into this. And it's like, but it didn't hit that way for me. It just hit like I wanted something out of it. I wanted something redeeming out of it, and they gave me nothing redeeming. And I get that was their choice, but I don't know. That's sort of, there was good parts in it. There's stuff in it I liked for sure, but I could give a few examples of things that I didn't like, which was enough, because it's 5 episodes. It's a short one. I'm gonna pass the mic over because.
Okay, so to address some of the questions that were said before I was technologically disrupted, the sporting culture. So usually they're called ultras or hooligans, depending on the level of fanatic, I guess. These guys are more hooligan, which is usually the more criminal side. Ultras are usually fanatics. I mean, it can go both ways. I'm not entirely super familiar with it because I'm not from a European background where I was there for it. But some of the things are familiar, like the actual rival club meetups where they just get their anger out outside of the stadium. They just beat on each other. It's just like a thing. I've seen it on a couple of other things where they do that. They do these meetups just to fight each other for no reason other than, I guess, so it doesn't spill over onto the stadium. But
see, that I'm gonna interrupt you for a second, because you just gave me another big difference between hockey and soccer. On the street,
hockey fans,
I would say a fan wouldn't want to fight a hockey player, an enforcer. Whereas in soccer, soccer player probably wouldn't want to mess with the fan.
Yeah. And what Shao was alluding to as well, I talked about, like, even to these days, not even those Brazilian last generation, but even when Neymar went back to Santos, his youth club in Brazil, the fans actually raided the training pitch and demanded an explanation from the players as to why they were performing so bad. So these groups have power in the club system, even if it's outside of the law. And they expect so much from the team, which with this show, it didn't show enough of that dynamic, if that makes sense. Like, it's like, okay, it's within that world, but you don't see a lot of the soccer happening. You're at the stadium maybe not even like 3 times, maybe 4 times.
And you just kind of see them watching.
Yeah, which I get it. Restraints of the production. I will say this. I thought, it's a 5-episode run. Like, maybe I can convince these guys to watch a soccer show because it's only 5 episodes. I felt like at the end of it, like you said, Justin, that last episode, a lot happened. I felt like it could have done with an 8-episode run.
Oh, no, 5 is good.
I feel like a lot of the things that might have been issues with you, and I felt them as well. They used strategic dialogue sessions to kind of move the story where they needed to quickly, and I felt like a lot of it I really enjoyed. But then I went again. I was like, 5 episodes. They have to get into this underworld quickly. Like he turned 17. He's got the tattoo of the gladius on his chest. He's following the family team. He wants to be involved with the ultras. They have the turf war with the rival city club. I can't remember, Cozy or whatever it is. Cozy.
Yeah.
Justin's good at doing those type of accents. Okay. I wanted to hear you talking in your Polish accent.
Yes, I from Poland. I cheer for the Cozies. Very, really good football club.
Fuck Gladius. Fuck those bastards, I think was the chant. To rattle off some really good things quickly, like I liked the relationship between Blanca and what was his name? Kuba. It was good. I liked it. It paced along quickly. It did create a good conflict with the other Cozy guy, who was actually kind of his friend for a little bit there, but then you kind of see that he was not. It was never about friendship. He took the guy's money. He took Kuba's money. Tried to get him in on the club. Used him basically, but he was sort of always there for him from the very beginning, when he was like, make sure you zip up your backpack so the money doesn't fall out, sort of thing. And they all wanted to end up getting, I can't remember his name, the head of the Gladius fan, Ziga. And I'm pretty sure the dude that shoots him in Spain is related. He would have had to have had some relation to the other clubs. I can't remember off the top of my head, but
sure. But
there was so much that happened at the end. There was so much that happened at the end, and I was waiting for him to
spend the other half of the episode of him
getting out of prison.
Arm off, like digit by digit.
Yeah, instead of just hacked in one.
My point is like they did this, like he, like for 4.5 episodes, they built up, the whole thing is about him getting revenge on this guy. He fucking chopped his arm off, beat him over the head, killed his dad, and it was all about him getting revenge. And the moment he has it, and we don't even get a moment, the daughter comes, and then all
that's
of a sudden
why though. That's
black
why
disappeared, and you sure, but like give me more in that moment then. Like, you know, if that is gonna be the defining moment where he changes his mind, his whole mindset has been to freaking do this, and he's put everything to the side. If that is your moment, make it a fucking moment. And I feel like they didn't do that, and I was like, all of a sudden I'm like, what's happening? And then he's going to prison, but that was the plan, because they put Becca in. I was like, what, Becca? But he wanted to kill Becca more than he wanted to kill Ziga. Like, what's happening? And then, you know, all the other stuff that's going on, and then Ziga at the end just gets shot by some guy. He's like, boom, boom. I was like, what? Like, if he's gonna die, I don't know. So I think like there was things I liked, but I think it's just like I feel like they fucked it up at the end. Like for me, I was like, what is? Anyways.
That's where I think. Sorry, before I let Xiao have a word. That's where I think maybe it would have been an 8 series run. Maybe here's a scenario. Maybe the Polish Netflix people.
Sure.
Maybe
I
this.
agree with that.
Yeah. Maybe the Polish Netflix were like, they got a whiff of where the story was going, and like, you know what? You get 5 episodes. Cut it short. And they were like, well, fuck. Because yeah, it does seem like the story was heading one way, and then it completely changes. He goes to prison. He turns his back on Blanca, which he'd never had done. She was there for him the whole way, so that didn't make sense to me either. And then he switches clubs, and he
tells him she's pregnant with their child.
Yeah,
That's when he chooses his moment.
Which is why I was like, and I mean, they had the little talk with the psychologist where he's like, oh, you know, people that are amputees, they deal with them, blah 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 blah. I'm like,
I actually forgot about that scene. The therapy scene. I do agree with pretty much everything that Justin was saying, and Hayden. I actually was pretty hooked for the first few episodes. I'm like, oh, it's building onto something. Yeah, it is a revenge arc, and it's very okay, what I kind of wanted to see, and what I kind of drew some similarities to, was Walter White, like his arc of turning into some like dark character, anti-hero.
Yeah.
And do you guys remember in the middle of the season or the show, he kind of said something, I think, to Blanca, saying that like, kind of like, don't worry, I got this. Like he's like saying it as if he's planning this grand thing, which I guess he was, by trying to frame the other team. But then what I wish they would have changed is that he would have done something at the end for his family. You know what I mean? Like, kind of what Walter White did. Like, he did all that stuff. He just wants to make sure, even though his family doesn't like him, he just wants to make sure that his family's good, with money, with blah 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 blah, and especially with the bombshell that Blanca's pregnant. That should have been like I think that moment could have been like so much better if he actually planned something where it benefits. And yes, just in that scene where Elle led up to that fucking girl, I like the dynamic of like how he had to stop, because that girl, one, it's a little girl, innocent, and loved the old Kuba, or whatever his name is, right? And so there was a moment where I'm like, oh, like maybe there's a moment where he thought, what have I become? You know, this little girl saw me as a big brother, and they had a good time, whatever. But yeah, that moment should have been way more significant than what it was. It was just cut, and then
they spent longer. Yeah, they spent more time on when Blanca was shaving his head. I think I fucking fell asleep for like 20. I started skipping. I honestly did. I was like, it was late. It's all subtitled, by the way, because it's all Polish. So when I'm getting tired and you got to read, you know, it's at least keeping you engaged. But when it goes to that, it's just like, oh, and the music, and I was like, I gotta fast. I felt like I had like the skip 30, and I feel like I hit that like 8 or 9 times. Like it just was, yeah,
right.
I was really stoned, but
I feel like a lot of the show.
No, that's to the point, though. Yeah, they could have spent way longer on it. But
yeah,
he did do a lot of cool things, like you said, Chow, to frame people. Like, it was very planned out. It was very methodical, and there's all this work put into it. And then
it's like they almost
said,
went.
Fuck it, I'd rather go to jail.
Yeah.
If he really changed, here's my point to that. Sorry, Hayden.
No, you're good.
Because if that was the moment, right? Because my problem is like, if that's the moment, make it the moment. But if that was the moment, why would he choose, if he's really changed and doesn't want to be this monster, why would he walk away, get caught, go to jail, and try to kill the guy? If he was changed, he would have not walked away from Blanca or his mom or his brother. He would have went back. So I'm not buying that was the moment being changed. I think this is just terrible fucking direction by the writer. You can't tell me that he was changed by that.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't, and I wish he was.
And if he was changed to not kill him, like, then that was his whole purpose. Like, he would of course go to his mother, to Blanca.
Yeah. See, a lot of it. Okay, I'm not sidestepping. I'm stepping to a different.
We fired up. This show's
That's good. Makes for good conversation. Justin fired up at something that Hayden did. That's new. Actually, it's not something that I did. It was something that I made him watch.
These ones? Is this a joke? Is this something I don't know about that you guys are doing?
Yeah, the next one we're gonna do the other Wallace and Gromit movie.
Wallace and Gromit, yeah. Origins.
No. Literally, I literally the last one off campus. I was like, the trailer showed there was ice hockey, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna pick something that these guys they'll find something to enjoy in it. You didn't find that part of it enjoyable at all. This one, I was like, you know what? World Cup fever's kind of taking these guys too. I'll do a slightly soccer-orientated one. I had just watched the trailer. I didn't see the show previous, so I didn't know. Turns out it wasn't what we wanted it to be either.
I'd like to point out that both the hockey and soccer show you picked turned out to have no hockey or soccer in them.
Yeah. No, it was everything else. It was everything else. They misled us with trailers, and that's what trailer cutters do. But thematically, like visually, it was shot like a movie, and they played. And this is where I'm gonna put my producer hat on here. It's not as good as your producer hat, Justin, but it works a little bit. I feel it's better, or it better work a little bit. Sorry. I feel
it's better. it is better.
I feel like, so you've got 5 episodes to tell a story. And then if I didn't look into the specifics of it, but if there was a showrunner and a writer director, like if it was 1 or 2 people, like a core group of dudes, not like here's 5 episodes directed by 5 people, you know, with an overarching story. They may have spent too much time on thematic, cinematic moments like the shaving of the head to signify that their relationship is strong regardless of the fact that he's changed, his arm got cut off. Did you think I was less of a man because you had to change my diaper, sort of thing? They spent a lot of time on that, and then they ran out of time to actually finish out the main overarching themes like the revenge, redemption, change, you know, all of these things. Like, because he's only 17. It's not like it takes a place over a long period of time. It's like he turns 17. He's very, very innocent in that first scene. And then he becomes like this darkest version of himself. And then there's nothing else. Yeah. There's no like turning back to the light. There's no... Maybe this is how the Polish do it. Maybe they went, you know what? We always see the turn to the light. Maybe we'll see him turn to the dark.
And that's the other thing I thought after. I was like, because I had my thoughts, which I shared about it, and I'll get to more later. But am I just so when I thought about, it seemed, holy shite! They would have even.
Hey, getting fired up.
I'm kicking shit over here, man. Look out. Okay.
Lost his point. Lost him.
Yeah, I know the original. I think I know where I was going with the time. Anyways,
like you said, like the sudden change of heart of who he wanted to kill was interesting. It's like I'll stab Zigga in the chest, and then the daughter comes down, and he obviously had a connection with the daughter when he was still, you know, fresh in the club, and he was being accepted in amongst the boys, and then they got, you know, more response, and then he's like, I'll kill the one dude who was actually nice to me. He actually came along and was my protection, and he wasn't mean to him. He was actually nice to him. He was like, you know what, I'm going to have a kebab here while you go and do the drop, which isn't very nice, but it's not mean. He wasn't an asshole to him. So it was funny that was the one that he's like, you know what, I'm going to slice your throat in prison to show the Cozzy dudes that I'm not a Gladius fan anymore.
Yeah, but not before spitting.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, and then it's like, and then even that. Yeah, you're lucky he lived, and now he's spilling the beans on everybody. It's like, so he doesn't even do that, and another guy's snitching on everybody. Like it was just so bizarre. He wanted to give his life to the prison system. I think if they were gonna make the decision to have a redeeming moment, and obviously like you guys are saying, like that him when the daughter comes down, that's kind of his like moment of like, I'm not gonna go through with this. This is not.
I'm not a killer.
I'm not a killer. I just feel like there were so many better moments. I don't know how you guys felt, but I really thought his dad was going to have it. And when he went to the bar, I thought it was going to be like, okay, him and his dad are going to get revenge. Like, I thought it would still continue being dark. I didn't think it was all of a sudden going to come in and be light and fluffy. But I thought it was going to be like a redeeming moment, maybe for the dad, and his dad helps him, and maybe the dad dies further down. I don't know. I didn't think about that far. But when he showed up to the bar, because you know his mom was working on him, and his dad knows more than anybody what you lose when you go to prison. Like he lost his son, he lost his wife, his club, everything. So I thought there was a moment for him where he could have had a change and then have that connection with his son. But they chose not to do that. It seemed like, and they kind of maybe did it with Blanca at the end. You know, it's like, oh, well, she's good. He wants nothing to do with her. She's going to go on and have a good life, and you're going to stay in prison and still not kill anybody. I don't know. It's just...
I feel like they tried to do that family, Kuba's family, was never going to have a good ending. Like, so the dad went to prison. He came back out. Oh, we've got the new family dynamic. Son goes down the track, like the same track as the dad in terms of the club fanatic. Gets involved in drugs, goes to prison. And then the very last scene when when Gladius are marching and the mum and her youngest son are there, and he turns around at the end going, fuck those bastards, or whatever we were saying. And then she's like, well, shit, now my youngest I'm going to lose my youngest too. So it was like maybe that family, maybe Kuba's family was cursed, you know. But I don't know. That's why I felt like it would be here. Okay, here's a scenario. If there is a season 2, what would you like to see from it? Is there anything worth seeing from it? Shao, you've been quiet.
I'm going to let you take this one, Shao, because mine's real quick and easy.
No, I don't want to see a season 2.
That's what I was expecting Justin to say. No, but if there's a season 2, another 5-episode thing, there has to be something that... What was lacking from season 1? I think there has to be a redeeming sort of thing for me, anyway. I like you said, I don't know how the Polish like to do it or how the showrunners want to do it. They might want to just keep it dark. You know what I mean? And they don't care for an arc or redeeming factor. But if there was, he's not gonna get out of prison anytime soon. So it would. And he's not going to be able to make money to provide for the kid. Like, I would want to see him to rise up to be like, you know, a responsible person and this real, like, I don't know. It's just like at this point, there's nothing left else to do besides him coming back up because he's already pretty much like in a cell and like, you know, what the fuck, you know, he's going to miss the childbirth and all that stuff. So there has to be a redeeming thing for me, like whatever that may be.
Yeah, because otherwise, like, what are we watching? Like, what's left? What's left? The whole story was him about to get revenge. I mean, the guy's dead. Ziga's dead.
So the whole thing
like,
for me,
what would it be 2 about? What would it be about?
You know how I said I kind of compared it to Breaking Bad, is that I wanted to see that so badly. I wanted to see him still go down, but go down. The audience knows that what he did was good or something, and maybe like the family doesn't know it yet, or maybe he, if there's something that he actually out of all this somehow got enough money for the family to take care of themselves, then fine, maybe. But then no, there's nothing. It was just, you know, put a stain on their name and like fucked over Blanca with like, you know, it's like a single parent kind of thing. And then the mom, you know, he got the dad killed essentially. He doesn't have a son. She doesn't have another son anymore. So it's just like he fucked over that family as well. So it's just like what good did he do? Nothing, you know. So it's hard to go back up from there.
Yeah. What would it be about, Hayden? You're the writer. What would season 2 be about?
We have 3 minutes. Is that enough time?
Oh, I know. Hayden's gonna be like, season 2 starts off with him like waking up and like
In the past.
yeah, and then his original crest is still there, and so all that was a dream.
Season 2 is about his dad when he was younger and how he ended up going to jail.
And then season
There you
3,
go.
I do have some things. I just don't know if I've got enough time to say it, and then I'll just wrap up before this cuts out. So I can just start talking, and
It's like
then
tolling, yeah.
talking.
Go ahead.
Talking. Okay, so I would like to just do another five episode arc again. What I would like to see, because what we've seen now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did he get an out from prison because the dude squealed on everyone? Did the cops say that he could be released, and he said no? I don't think that happened. So I would like to see that. I'd like to see it start up like a week later. He's still in prison. The 2 drug cops come to him and go, "There's no tying you to anything anymore." You know, or maybe he serves like 3 months or something because he did assault the dude with the fucking wood file thing. Pick it up then. He gets released because there's nothing connecting him to the criminal activities of Gladius anymore, or to Cozy. I would love for them to focus more on the family rebuild. So getting back with Blanca, mending those fences, supporting her through university, the incoming baby, repairing the relationship with the mother and his younger brother, maybe getting out of the ghetto, maybe focusing more on building a fan club versus a criminal organization that's masking as a fan club. You know, because there is no more leader of the Gladius, but there are still the fans. Stuff like that, I would love to see those dynamics. Like Kuba could do a full 360 and then go back to his woodworking, because they kind of started that arc of him being, you build that sculpture for the youth sports, whatever it was, but then they never finished it. They never finished whether or not he won it or not. I'd love to see those things.
I want to pose this to you because your creative mind is running right now, and I want to feed it. Sounded so unnecessary.
You've got 1 minute to feed my brain.
So, who's the antagonist?
Well, it wouldn't need.
What's the main problem? You know what I mean? This is for like that. Those are how you want to get there. What are the roadblocks? Because if he's out and he can just do that,
it becomes a different type of show, right? It's no longer a crime show, but you would still have the Cozy leadership in place. Now, if he was to leave that club, maybe that would be a push and pull, like, because he changed allegiances, which, you know, you never do. You get, like Eric Cantona said, you can change your wife, but you can never change your football club.
Hayden's tombstone right there.
I paraphrase there, but so that would be the roadblock. If Cozy was trying to pull him in back into the organization, but from the other side, that would be like something. That would be one thing I could think off the top of my head, you know. And then of course that creates a dynamic between his mother as well. Again, you know, it's like you got pulled into one club that fucked you over. You are not going into another club. Like, no matter how much they say that they're family, yeah, and that's all I could think of now. That would be the main road. And then, I mean, he might be on parole. Maybe the cops are keeping an eye on him still. He can't be caught seen with any known people. He can't get in any fights. He can't, you know, it's only 5 episodes. But I would probably change, if I was doing it, I would change it from a flat out crime sort of drama that it was to a more family drama, so to speak. There would still be elements of the crime, like the crime coming at them and the violence, which is why I think it would be good to see them move out of the ghetto that they're in and move in somewhere else. Maybe go to England where Blanca's family is. I don't know. Maybe go to Spain.
All I know is that they should contact you. Would I be interested in that? I don't know. I mean, that sounds far more interesting than the first season. Don't get me wrong. It seems like a lot more going on. But okay, we got to start wrapping things up. So let's get to rating it. Shao, I want you to give. We'll start with you, and then we'll go Hayden, and then me.
Okay.
But
Without
yeah,
going
just a quick little wrap up as to why you come with your decision and how many Chummy Thumbs.
It's gonna be at least 1 thumb up, not close to 2. I'll do a 1 thumb up with like a 4-month long uncut thumbnail. That had potential but missed the mark.
You know what I love about when we cut to Shao? His smart Apple camera does like a slow dramatic push in on his face.
I want to turn that off. I don't know how.
It's just got the facial tracking and it just like finds him and then goes. There were aspects of it that I really enjoyed. I liked seeing, because there isn't that many shows about sport that are like this that I've found a few. There's another film that I've mentioned before called The Ultras, which is similar, which is better. It was a film though. It had good elements. There was a lot going on though. So you either cut out some of those elements or you extend the series. Like a full 8, now that I've seen the 5, I was like, it could have done with a full 8. If it was just to kind of round out some of those relationship things. And then in a more satisfying revenge plot, towards the end. Instead of Zigga getting away multiple times and then getting shot by someone we don't even know. This is the one gripe that I always say about things. Don't introduce a new character in the 3rd act or whatever. New character in the very last scene. Who is this guy? Why does he do what he does? But yeah, and then the prison stuff was a little bit rushed for me, but then also ultimately when the show ended, I was like, I knew it was coming, but I was expecting a better round out at the end. And I've said that. I'm still going to give it 1.5 thumbs, but I can't hold. There's 1 there and there's a half there. So it's going to be on par for me with Off Campus. Off Campus was fully rounded because it had a full run, but I'm still going to, only because, let me readjust because I got to take the bias of the fact that it's a soccer football show out of it. So I'll give it 1.25 nubs.
So Off Campus was
you have
Off Campus is rated
less
higher.
Rated higher because it fully rounded out its premise. That's why.
But from a storytelling point of, you are right there. God damn it, Hayden. I've been struggling with this, man. Because it did have good elements. But I just thought, man, if I'm committing to a subtitled show, and I love them. Like there's some bangers that I've watched. Like that not scare me away from a show. But if I'm watching one, like I don't know, I feel like that's playing extra against why I'm not liking it. Because it didn't hit for me. I feel like they didn't end it very well. I don't know, I just didn't like some of the choices, and then yeah, I don't know if I can give it a thumb. What did I give? Did I give Off Campus 1 thumb? Yeah, I don't know. I'll give it half a thumb. Half a thumb.
So out of 6 thumbs total, we've got 2.5, I guess? 2.5 and a thumbnail. Is that what we got? Out of 6. So not even a 50% score.
Well, I mean, it was, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've vented all my opinions about it enough. I don't need to go any further because we're out of time. So you're welcome, Shao and Hayden, and everybody listening. Listen, so we've revoked Hayden's ability to select shows for the next couple months. So we are gonna. I'm just kidding, but we are gonna move on. Yes, the next show we are gonna watch is we're gonna watch the first 4 episodes of The Hunting Wives on Netflix. Yeah, So if you can get a chance to check that out, come back next week. And until then, our fine folks, keep on
Keep on
thumbing.
coming.